Anthony Albanese is preparing to distance himself from today's costings by flying to another state. Jonathan Lee has been trying to get answers for days. Jonathan, what have you been told here?
Laura, quite extraordinary how this morning is about to play out. Anthony Albanese, for a number of days now, has been saying that Scott Morrison is so unpopular, he's trying to distance himself from Scott Morrison. Well, now Anthony Albanese is trying to distance himself from his own costings. We've been told that he will do a press conference this morning. Then we will be flown to Canberra, where Jim Chalmers and Katy Gallagher will deliver the costings. The press pack, which is supposed to follow the opposition leader, will stay tonight in Canberra, while Mr Albanese will travel to Brisbane, away from the press pack, 2 days out from the election. It's not what happens on a campaign. You follow the opposition leader, you ask questions, and we should have the opportunity to ask Mr Albanese questions. Canberra Gallery journalists should have the opportunity to ask Mr Albanese questions about those costings. We're being told this gives us the opportunity to ask the Shadow Treasurer about the costings, but we won't be given those costings in advance. So in effect, we will listen to their delivery and then try and compose some appropriate questions at the time. For the opposition, which has made a virtue of this campaign being about honesty, accountability, trustworthiness, being upfront and real with voters, this smacks of anything but. This is what Mr Albanese had to say earlier this morning about his costings.
We're making sure that the commitments that we're making to expenditure in areas like childcare, infrastructure and the NBN, a future made here in Australia, they're things that will boost the economy, boost productivity, because that's what we need to do. We know people are going backwards. Yesterday, people went backwards by 2.7%, their real wage cut. That's a cut for people on the average wage of in excess of $2,000 in their standard of living.
Yeah, there you have Mr Albanese talking about the fact that they want to grow the pie, but of course what the costings won't deal with, nor the upcoming budget if Labor is elected, is the real structural reform the nation needs. The fact that we are spending more than we are collecting in taxes, Laura.
Yeah, no one's done structural reform for quite some time, and certainly wasn't done through the crisis of COVID or used as a reason. Now, I've got to bring this up, Jono. Labor is red hot on this morning, obviously watching everything we do. A quote from a Labor source, complete bullshit. Leaders don't do costings. They haven't for the last 5 elections or probably more. And there's an opportunity to question the Shadow Treasurer. Do you think that might be fair enough?
Look, from what I understand, when Scott Morrison's costings were handed out, he did his press conference after, which gave journalists an opportunity to ask questions to Scott Morrison. These costings are being done when more than 6 million people, as you said, have already voted. This is the last opportunity for Labor to hand them out. Now, that might have been okay in the past, but you've got an opposition which has campaigned on transparency and accountability. And if that is the virtue they want to make, they should be willing to uphold that virtue and give everyone the chance to ask the opposition leader those questions. It's not to say that other things haven't been done before, but if you're going to tell the voters you can do things better and you will be better, you should lead by that very example.